Hi, I'm David Kim. Welcome to my new series. As a former entrepreneur and YouTuber with over 200k subscribers, I am now an anonymous indie developer. This series explores indie developers' journeys, analyzing their successes and failures to provide insights for aspiring developers and interested viewers. Join me as we explore the world of indie development together. Today, I'd like to share the inspiring story of Ivan Kutskir, a talented developer from Ukraine born in 1990. He's the creator of Photopea, a web-based photo editor that has become a remarkable success. With over 12 million monthly visitors, Photopea now generates nearly $3 million in annual revenue as of 2024. Ivan grew up in a small village in western Ukraine, and in 2001, he and his family moved to the Czech Republic. From his Twitter posts, we can see he's based in Prague. He got his first computer at 13, a pivotal moment for any future indie hacker. You get the computer, you get the coding bug, and boom, next thing you know, you're building tools that millions of people use. Like many developers, Ivan began coding at 16, starting with Flash to create small games. It was a perfect fit, he was passionate about gaming, and these projects quickly began to earn him some pocket money. During his university years, he transitioned to JavaScript and began developing browser-based games. One of his creations, Dino Hunt, gained significant traction, maintaining a steady player base of over 1,000 daily users for a full year. By incorporating ads into the game, he was able to earn between $100 and $400 each month. In September 2012, while juggling game projects and other collaborations, Ivan had an interesting idea creating a simple web-based photo editor. The inspiration came from his work in game development, where he often needed to open PSD files. At the time, these files could only be opened with Photoshop, which wasn't exactly budget-friendly. Since this was before Adobe introduced its subscription model, Photoshop was still a one-time purchase, and it wasn't cheap. Another issue was the hardware demands. While we take powerful computers for granted now, in 2012, running Photoshop requires relatively high-end computer hardware. So Ivan thought, why not create something that could open PSD files right in the web browser? He envisioned a lighter, more accessible alternative with basic editing features that anyone could use online. To validate his idea, Ivan spent 5 months developing the first version of Photopea during his free time at university. While it didn't get much attention in the first few days, he persistently promoted it across various websites to build awareness. Looking back at version 0.1, it was beautifully simple. The core function was just displaying PSD files in a browser, with basic features like zoom and a hand tool for canvas navigation. However, Ivan continued adding new features almost every month. Fast forward to today, and Photopea has transformed into what you might call a mini Photoshop in your browser. It's pretty remarkable when you think about it, and this project has been continuously developed for 11 years, growing into a robust application with 140,000 lines of code. In Photopea's early days, Ivan was working with a very tight budget. He was sharing a room with 2 friends and living on just $200 a month, which left him with almost nothing for marketing. So he actively posting about Photopea wherever he could online, from Reddit to Hacker News. Unfortunately, about 90% of his posts were flagged as self-promotion and swiftly removed. He even reached out to YouTubers, hoping they'd give Photopea a try and create content around it. Most YouTubers didn't even respond, and those who did only inquired about his budget, which he didn't have. This really underscores a common challenge for indie developers. How do you market your product when you're working with limited resources? Sure, 90% of his promotional posts have been deleted, but that remaining 10% still had an impact. It's a bit like playing the long game. Yes, it's labor intensive to keep posting and promoting, but those small, consistent efforts can gradually build up to create real visibility. Slowly but surely, Ivan began building his first few hundred users. He then focused intensely on solving user problems and responding to their needs. Every new feature was a direct response to user feedback, and he kept upgrading the product, making Photopea more robust with each update. It's a classic example of product-led growth. When you offer something that's both free and genuinely useful, coupled with excellent support, your users naturally become your best marketers. With each new feature release, Ivan would publish a blog post explaining how to use it, ensuring users could make the most out of these updates. All that persistent effort and steady improvement began to pay off in an interesting way. Users started recommending Photopea across the internet. As positive reviews spread, the user base grew rapidly, and those same YouTubers who had initially ignored his outreach started creating their own review videos about Photopea. It wasn't until 2018, 4 years after launch, that Ivan introduced advertising and a paid option to remove ads in Photopea. This monetization strategy was inspired by his earlier experience with gaming. He knew ads could generate revenue while keeping the core product free. Why this approach? Ivan wasn't entirely sure users would be willing to pay for Photopea outright, so he focused on building his user base first through a free model. The user numbers show it was a smart move. In January 2018, Photopea was receiving only a few tens of thousands of visits per month. By October, it had hit a remarkable milestone, 1.5 million monthly visitors. Remember how his early Reddit posts kept getting removed as self-promotion? Well, once Photopea had gained some recognition, Ivan tried a different approach, hosting an Ask Me Anything session. This time, the response was incredible. The post exploded with 43,000 upvotes and 2,200 comments. It was exactly the kind of organic exposure he had been hoping for. This viral moment caught the attention of Levelzio, a prominent figure in the indie developer community whom we've mentioned before. He's since frequently recommended Photopea on his Twitter. 7 months after Ivan's first AMA, Photopea's monthly visitors had doubled to 3 million, so he hosted another AMA, and this one was even bigger, pulling in a staggering 67,000 upvotes and 2,700 comments. Ivan had found a formula that really worked. The numbers kept climbing, 7 million monthly visitors in 2020, then 10 million in 2021, with each new AMA session gaining even more traction than the last. But that's not all. Ivan didn't just drop in for the occasional AMA. He had the foresight to create a dedicated Photopea subreddit back in 2016, which has since grown to 25,000 members. To this day, he's active on Reddit daily, personally answering user questions. 8 years ago, Ivan first tried launching Photopea on Product Hunt in 2016, but it barely got any attention. Fast forward to 2020, and something unexpected happened. A devoted Photopea user, so impressed with the tool, took it upon himself to relaunch it on Product Hunt. This time, Photopea climbed to second place for the day and fourth for the week, collecting over 1,000 upvotes. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? While many founders spend endless energy trying to orchestrate the perfect Product Hunt launch, Photopea's biggest success there came from the initiative of a passionate user. It really shows that when your product truly delivers value, your users can become your most effective marketers. Let's break down Photopea's operating costs. The annual server costs are just $600, and the domain name is a mere $20 per year. The biggest expense actually came when Ivan added AI features in recent years, which runs about $12,000 annually. So, all in all, the total operating costs come to around $13,000 per year. With zero marketing budget and primarily relying on the Reddit community, Photopea has grown into $1 million business. It's a perfect example of how a well-executed product combined with strong community engagement can achieve incredible success without massive overhead. These days, growing and promoting AI products can be quite challenging. Traditional digital marketing methods, like paid media, don't always deliver the results they once did. That's why we're seeing a shift toward organic growth strategies, especially on platforms like Reddit. Exactly the approach that worked so well for Photopea. I believe Reddit is a platform worth investing time in to understand. If any of our listeners have experience with Reddit marketing, feel free to leave a comment and join the discussion. Ivan Kutskir's story stands out because he took the opposite path of most indie developers. Instead of launching multiple products quickly, he spent 11 years perfecting just one, Photopea. It's a bit like two different approaches to problem solving. Some try many quick solutions, hoping one will work, while others focus on refining a single solution deeply. Both strategies can work, but they come with different risks. The key is finding which approach aligns with your style as an entrepreneur. No matter which approach you take, speed to market is crucial. Take Ivan Kutskir, for example. He built the first version of Photopea in just 5 months of part-time work in 2013, which was pretty fast for that time. He launched with one simple feature, the ability to open PSD files in a browser. No bells and whistles, just solving one specific problem and getting it out there. It's a perfect example of starting lean and iterating quickly. Creating alternatives to popular commercial products is a smart strategy, and Ivan's Photopea is a perfect example. By building a Photoshop alternative, he tapped into an existing market where users already knew exactly what they needed. Think about how much easier that makes everything. Your target users are clear, your feature roadmap is defined, and your marketing can focus on how you compare to the original. I've seen many success stories with this approach. When you focus deeply on a single product, like Ivan did, creating an alternative to established software provides a solid foundation to build on. Alright, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating indie developer case studies and stories coming your way.